everybody. Welcome back to the Engine House. I am your host, of course, Gandy Dancer. It is Veterans Day weekend. And before I get started with this, I'd just like to say, as a veteran myself, Operation Iraqi Freedom vet, I want to say to any vets out there, every couple of weeks, I go down to the vet center here in Caribou, and I sit with a group of Vietnam vets. And there's a lot that goes on there, okay? Now, I don't know anybody tougher than a veteran who's been in a war zone, in combat, or anybody else. I don't care what anybody says. But what I will say is, the mind can only take so much, okay? So, as a veteran myself, and with other vets who have been there, done that, got the t-shirt to prove it, there is no shame in seeking help. Okay? You can't do it alone. You cannot. I've learned my lesson the hard way. All these Vietnam vets learned their lesson the hard way. Okay? We're all in the same boat. We're all veterans. Okay? Being a man is more than just being macho and tough and plowing through it. Okay? It is. You can't do it alone. Okay? Ending it is not the way. Okay? You don't want to get to that point. We were at one point losing 22 guys a day to suicide. Okay? That's unacceptable. We cannot keep doing that. We cannot keep sending men and women off to fight a war, expecting them to be whole when they come back. And then saying, you're a man. Men don't cry. Tough it out. Wrong. Okay? If you know a vet, if you are a vet, if you have PTSD or think you do, or if you have a loved one, Vietnam, Korea, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Iraqi Freedom, Afghanistan vet, if you know somebody, you're married to somebody, and you see the signs, there are signs of PTSD, okay? It's like an alcoholic, though. You cannot force them, but support them. If you are a vet and you see that you're, traveling a road you don't want to be on, get help. That's all I can say about it, okay? And I will continue to say this as a veteran myself. Get help. You cannot go this alone, okay? Reach out. Reach out. You don't have to travel this alone. You're not being tough by committing suicide. You're not, okay? You're only going to hurt the ones who you care about and who care about you even more. Reach out. What's tough is admitting that you have a problem and you need help with it. That's what being a man is all about, okay? Go get help. The veterans centers, the VA has counselors, other veterans. There's DAV, there's, I can't think of it, VFWs. There's other veterans organizations. Reach out to them. Please reach out to them, okay? I sit with these guys every 2 weeks. I'm kind of in the middle. I served with Vietnam vets my first go around, and then I served with guys that weren't even born yet when I was serving over in the Persian Gulf, okay? Besides our skipper, I was the oldest guy in the unit. So, I've kind of these guys were Vietnam vets and they've kind of accepted me because we've all been there and done that. They don't care. Their experiences were different than mine, but we support each other. And that's the main thing. Okay. So if you are a veteran, you see the signs, or if you have somebody, a loved one who is a veteran and you see the signs, if you don't know what the signs are, there is help to identify that. Find a vet center, find the VA. There's even resources online to help you identify what the signs are. And if you are a veteran, for God's sakes, get help. Okay, that's all I can say. We are at Veterans Day. I will probably say it again on Memorial Day. I will probably say it again on any other veterans holiday there is, because it is an important thing for me as a veteran to help other veterans. Okay, so that being said and done, we're going to talk about model kits and a few other things going on here. As you can see, I'm out in my workshop. I still, the bathroom has just become one of those things where I think that's going to be my nemesis. Thankfully, the old shower isn't out yet. The new one isn't quite complete yet. And until that's done, I can't do much in the basement where the engine house is. I have started tearing down a lot of that stuff, but certain things take priority. And then, of course, life gets in the way, as it does. The lovely wife went back to work here recently. I don't see her. She's driving a school bus. She takes special needs kids to Presque Isle and brings them back in the afternoon. And now she just took a route where she's picking up and dropping off the preschoolers at the school here. She picks them up 10:30, drops the ones off that were in the morning classes, and then brings the ones in that were going for the afternoon classes. So she's busy. So a lot of stuff is getting, kind of life gets in the way and things happen. And what do? You kind of live with it, you laugh about it, or you're going to cry. So I hopefully after the first of the year, we'll be getting back into the basement. I can finish tearing down the walls there. As I said in a previous video, I can salvage part of my layout. I'm hoping maybe I can salvage a good portion of the other part without having to tear it down. I've got a new plan in my head. We'll see what happens. So, stand by. I will be doing some things. We also traded in our old pickup for a new car. The pickup was we used it when I was living off grid. We needed a 4-wheel drive. We needed a bigger vehicle, V8, to haul in pellets, haul in supplies, haul in stuff. We don't need that anymore. And it was starting to have problems. So we went out and traded it in for a brand new 2024 GMC Acadia Denali. Thing is, it has more bells and whistles on it. My first vehicle had a rubber mat on the floor, stick shift, metal dash, and you took your life in your hands when you drove it. This thing has got more safety features than I've ever seen. It has got all the bells and whistles that we're still trying to learn, and we've had it a couple of weeks now, and it's a lot of fun to drive. I really enjoy it. It's a little 4-cylinder, so it's great on gas. It's not that big V8 motor anymore. So to do certain things, though, like to go see the ghost trains, which I had intended to do, that's not going to happen. That's logging roads. They can damage tires. Regular street tires you don't want on that road. They tell you you're going to bring a couple extra tires because you're going to pop 1 or 2. That's how bad the road is. With the other truck, it had 10-ply tires that the loggers would put on their trucks out west when we lived out there. That would have gone down that road without a second thought. So unless I can find another way out to the ghost trains, I'm not going to go. But I'm hoping to do some other things in the coming months when weather gets a little warmer again, and I get finished with everything that's going on here. We'll see what happens. So, but anyway, enough of that. A couple new things here. My wife got me this lovely hot wire kit. I've never even had a chance to use it yet. It's not even out of the box, but it's a nice little kit with the hot wire. It's got the wire in here somewhere. It's got some attachments. If I can get them out of here, it's got different attachments. It's also got a little clamp here. I can clamp it onto something and use it. I assume that's what this will clamp onto there. So, I haven't even read the instructions yet. She got it for me. I have a great wife, we work well together, and we have a lot of fun. She has her hobbies, I have my hobbies, and we keep ourselves going. But that's the new thing. Again, I haven't even had a chance to use it. I'm hoping soon that I will have a chance to use this. I think in some of my landscaping things or whatnot, it's going to come in really, really handy. I can improve some of the stuff I was doing. That's I always strive to do a little better. That's kind of, that's the thing. You can also see I've got a painting here. When I was taking the glass doors, they're kind of curved. There were two of them. Upstairs, this painting was at the top of the stairs, and I knocked it off the wall with one of the glass doors, and of course I broke the frame. It's a nice oil painting, and being a Navy man, of course, it's a ship. And I could take it to a frame store if I could find one and have a new frame put on it. Good luck with that up here in the county. There's very few places, so I'm going to try to repair the frame that I broke. We'll see what happens, but it's out here. Everything is, the new sink is over there. That's got to go upstairs still. My books, I'm going through. I've got to order new books. Other stuff is in here. It's getting better. It's not as crowded as it was, but it ain't great either. Anyway, talking about kits. There's a lot of different kits out there. A lot of different kits you can have access to. There's plastic. This is Plasticville. Okay, this is a barn kit. This is from the 1950s. Now, I say a lot of times you're dealing with Lionel, it's 027. We all know that Lionel scale is supposed to be 148. That's 4 feet for every 1 inch. This barn really it would be a small barn. Okay, on a regular farm, this would be a very small, like a hobby farmer barn, basically. If it were a real barn, it would probably be about twice the size that this is. But, it's there. Some people said, God, your factory is huge you've got there. It's to scale. It would be what 148 a factory would be if you had a factory. That's, I've seen some Lionel kits. The factories are really small. What do they make there? But, it was the 1950s, Lionel, 027 scale. Things were a lot smaller. A lot of it was off. Some other things here that are way too big. Hang on 1 minute and I'll bring one over. It's not exactly in one piece here, but this is a crossing. Okay, this thing is way out of scale for the 027. It's huge. It would be probably half the size if it were to scale. It may even be a little smaller than that. I mean, the crossings, they aren't that big. So, Lionel wasn't overly, in my opinion, concerned with scale. They did stuff like this. It was for the kids. It was for, people having fun with the railroad. And they didn't care. So I have this. Am I going to use it? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. And then, of course, we have things like the post office. This is another kit from Plasticville, Lionel. And it says Plasticville on it. This is kind of an older. I'm going to change remove the Plasticville on that. I will be using this. It's a small, it's a smaller building. I think it needs repair on one corner. I haven't looked yet, and I will be doing something with the windows and making it look a little more realistic. Okay, a very small post office, and I have seen some small post offices in my travels all across the country. So this, not a big deal. Doesn't have to be a huge post office. This is more from the late 70s or 80s. This is another plastic kit. It's a barrel shed. I picked this up here recently. I've got another building should be delivered today. I bought a 2-story house, and they're plastic. They're all over eBay. They're relatively cheap. Some people want, a small fortune for them. But these are a taste of the plastic kits. This is Plasticville. This is, again, I think about 80s maybe. I couldn't find a date on it anywhere. But the kit itself, the building itself actually goes way back. It's a log cabin. And this is my grandson's. Mine is built, and the box just has some parts in it. But this was my grandson's. It's here when he gets ready to build it. So these are plastic kits. There are wooden kits. This is one of the cheaper options. This is Wooden Railroad. They're woodenrailroad.com there, you can see. And they have some pretty nice little kits here that are reasonably priced. There are some more expensive ones. These are, again, O-scale. And then, of course, I have this. This is, thanks, Jersey Highlands Bruce over there. Bruce, this is because of you and your video on engine houses. I bought this to put together to throw on my layout. I had not a clue that I really wanted one. And then I watched your video on engine houses, and I decided I needed one. I'd put it somewhere on my layout when I get ready to do it. But this is another plastic kit. This is completely plastic here, and I will paint them up to look real. There are many kits out there. There are wooden ones. Again, there are higher dollar kits than these. If you're an HO, Jason Jensen Trains and Foss Scale Models, Doug Foss Scale, they sell wooden kits, okay? And you're going to spend a little bit for them, but they're not bad kits. They're really nice. They don't have a Foss has a few in O, but not many, and they're pretty high dollar. You're going to put some money out on those. Also, if you're in the market, you want something ready built, you can paint, touch up, fool with, and detail a little more. Menards online. You look up Menards Trains. They have O-scale buildings. They have HO scale buildings. They have O-scale rolling stock and accessories. And they have HO scale rolling stock and accessories, among a few other things. And every now and then they come out with a brand new O-scale locomotive and a set. And these are actual O-scale. They're pretty good size. They would not run on my layout, sadly. Because I use a 27-degree radius turn, and these things were more for a 30 to a 40 something. There's another, I don't know what it is. I do most of the old stuff. They wouldn't run on mine, but they are nice. They're reasonably priced. The kits, the buildings, the ready-made buildings, if that's what you're looking for, the ready-made buildings are really nice. The ones at Menards are reasonably priced. I've seen some others. Lionel, Woodland Scenics has a few ready-mades. MTH, I think is the name of the company. I've seen a few of their ready-made buildings. They're not bad, and some of them are reasonably priced. You can even pick them up on eBay used a lot of times if you're looking for that on your layout in O-scale. Okay, I'm not sure what they've got HO is out there. I moved away from HO. Especially when I moved out here. So I don't pay much attention to that. There are paper kits that you use cardstock. I've seen a few of those, mostly in HO, but I have seen some in O-scale. And I've seen a few of those. They're out there. You can find them. There's also now, with everybody going around with 3D printers, you could probably print them off. I haven't seen too many of the buildings in O-scale. Of course, I haven't really looked that hard yet. I'd love to have a 3D printer I don't know which style to get yet. There's the resin one, and then there's the one that has there's two different kinds I'm aware of. And I'm not sure which one would benefit the O scale as much. So I'm still looking into it. There's also laser cutting machines that would do. One of the gals that we follow each other around to these craft shows, and while I'm selling my books and she's selling stuff, and she has a laser cutter that does things like this with this type of thickness. Let me take one of these out here. And these are not very thick, and they're these are you can detail these up. There's ways to take care of a lot of this stuff here, and you can paint them. I need some stain. Jason Jensen uses a stain that Best Train sells. I need to pick some up. They're not that expensive. They're 17, 18 bucks, I think, for a bottle. And if you don't use that much of it, the bottle will last a while. And they're pretty good from what I've seen. What Jason uses, they turn out really nice on the wood, and for detail work. And I want to try some on this building, which is why this one has not been built yet. And there's also scratch built stuff you can do. Some of you have seen my scratch built factory. That's the one that is. I based that on 1/48 scale. It's probably double what a 027 would be, but I based it on that, and I made it completely out of cardboard and some balsa wood, and I like the way it came out. I wish I had better windows, but I'll keep plugging away at it. I'll build some more, and I'll keep improving. So there's many different kits here, like I was getting into. There's wooden kits, there's plastic kits from way back in the day, and a lot of these snap together. That's the thing. These were made, these came in the original boxes. This was made, keep in mind, they'd be set up around the holidays, or they'd be set up on the living room floor, and you'd run them around, you play with the trains, and you pack everything away, and they would come out again later. A lot did not do set up something that sit permanently. So a lot of these Plasticville, all of them, as a matter of fact, will snap together. And they have the, you can see back here, and the walls snap in. Let me find a wall here. Why do I don't even know what that wall is for right there. Aha. Yeah, you can see this is broke here on the corner. I need to do something with that. We'll figure it out. But anyway, you would snap these. There we are. You have to figure out which one. They snap together in a certain way, because if you do it wrong, you're too low or you're too high. So you have to know which one snaps in where to get the right angle. And these were meant to be snapped together, like I said. And once they were snapped together, and again, you were done playing with the trains, you take them apart, put them in the box. That's how a lot of this stuff got broke, okay? Because kids playing with it, or this has got a crack in the door here. You can see, there we are. It's got a little crack right there. Kids would be playing with them, and they get broke. These things are from the 1950s. Even the fact that they're still around is a testament to just how good they are and how tough they are. And here's another busted wall here. I think this is the back. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it's the back. And yeah, there we are. That's why I had it wrong. I need to glue these back together. That's the back wall. And then I can fix it. And of course, I'm going to paint all of this. And when I do put them together, they will be glued they'll be more permanent. I'll keep the boxes. I have a tote for the boxes, and there will be, and this also had an American flag right here, I believe. Yep, according to the box, it had an American flag on it. Let me get that. There you go. You can see it right there. The American flag is not with it. It's a tiny piece. It's probably long gone. This also would have had lamps on either side of the door, and they're not in the box. Okay, these were small pieces that got lost. This was played with a lot, and things disappeared over time, and it happens. And this was played with. It was well played with. The barn is quite similar. One of these walls here it is, the back wall where the silo goes. You can see it's a little broke. It no longer, the silo no longer sits in it correctly. We can get that. There, now you can see it. The lighting today is really kind of weird. And again, that's a very small silo that would not hold a season's worth of silage for your animals. This would be more of a hobby farm. When I put this together, if I do use this, this will come off or be covered up with something. And starting to rain out there. It is the 1st of November, and it's warm enough to rain. So, anyway, in closing, I will say kits are available in whatever your price range is and whatever you want to do. I see some guys that will put these on their layout just the way they come out of the box. They won't paint them. They won't do anything. They'll put them together and they'll put them on the layout. Some people, like me, I want to make them look a little more realistic, so I will paint them up. I'll glue them together. I'll have some fun with them. Same with this. And all of these. You saw there's an earlier video where I built this cabin from, make sure I even have the, yeah, here it is. This is the cabin. It's just your average brown plastic. Okay, there it is. And there's an earlier video of me taking this and making it look a little more realistic. So, I mean, it depends on what you want to do and what you can afford. If you can afford the expensive kits, more power to you. I mean, you can have some fun with those. They can be a lot of fun to put together. I'd love to have a couple myself. There's some kits, ready-built ones. I'm probably going to buy from Menards. There's one that it's Woodland Scenics has it. That's called Morrison's Doors. For you rock fans, you will get the reference. I would love to have it. It's about $130 to $150. I haven't found one used yet. So, but I would love to have one. And once I start the layout again, I will know more of what I have for space to put what where, and I will figure out what buildings are going to go where and what I have the room for. I would like a couple more industries. One is going to be a scratch-built milk processing plant. Excuse me. And a nod to my grandfather, who I never met, who died when I was just a few months old. He was a milkman, and he had his own business for a while where he even hauled milk in a wagon, horse and wagon. He would deliver milk. He would bring it right in and put it in your ice box. And he worked at one point, he worked for Hood Dairy, which is out of out of Massachusetts. It's out of the New England area. So I'm going to scratch build a factory, milk processing factory, as a nod to the grandfather I never really met. And there'll be some other buildings coming along here and there as I get the time to do them. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button down there, subscribe, leave a comment. I love comments. And I will look forward to, I may not get another video in anytime soon because I'm going to be back to work trying to get the bathroom kind of usable. I've told my wife once the shower is done and the old shower is out and I put the new sink in place, I'm done for the winter because there's some staining that has to happen of trim and polyurethaning, and I am not doing that in the house. And it's going to be too cold to do it out here. So I don't want to be smelling that junk in the house. So I will be done for the winter up there, hopefully in a couple of weeks, and I can get back to work on the engine house. I'll tell you who is suffering, not just me, not being able to play with my trains or do what I want down there. It's poor Shop Kitty, has not had a chance to chase any locomotives around or pester me while I've been working down there. I don't bring her out here because she's not an outdoor cat, and I don't want to have to try to corral her when it's time to go back in the house. So she is really missing. And I go down to the basement. She follows me right down and gets up on the layout and wants me to run a train. She makes herself very vocal about it, or wants me to stay down there so she can pester me. She does not like this without doing that. So, I'm not the only one suffering. Poor Shop Kitty. Anyway, if you like the video, hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe. There'll be more coming later. I'm trying to figure out ways to make it more interesting. We'll see what happens. When I get started on the new layout, I will be going over the laying of the track, what I'm doing, what's in my head, and where I'm placing things. I'm going to try to get more into that and then building some of these buildings. Okay? Anyway, that's it for this video. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.